Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to solve question number 4. The chapter which we are related with is accounting equation. We have been provided inputs and performa is ready. And as usual, what you will do, you will put these transactions into accounting equation. Performa is over here. As you know, there are only two columns in liability side and remaining column would be used for asset side. This was perhaps for the previous question. We are going to delete it. Now, this was a brief introduction. We are now ready to start our question. So let's begin. Look at here. In previous question, we were having some inputs already present before starting of our transaction. In the same way, there are some inputs previously provided by the question. But the surprising or the different thing is this question mark. I need your attention. Here, amount of capital is not provided and we will be calculating it by self. This would be repeated after completing our question, but let me just introduce this concept. You know that assets and liabilities are always equal. Since amount of capital is not present over here, at last of this question, what we will do, since without capital, these assets and liabilities would not be equal. Simply, we would put the difference of asset and liability over here in capital, and that difference, as we will put, these assets and liabilities would be equalized. I'm requesting you to please revise this statement which I have just given and listen it to 2 to 3 times. Alright guys, now let's start our question. These previous inputs are provided by the question, so we will put them first. Cash is given. We are going to put heading first, cash, then we have account receivable, yes, and just to save the space I'm writing abbreviation, but you will be writing complete account receivable. Then we have merchandises inventory. These are actually goods. As you know that goods, merchandises and commodities, one of the same thing. After merchandises we have furniture. Just put amount of furniture, and here after completing it, furniture, now we will put the amount 60, 45, 72, 90. 60,000 is your first amount, then we have 45, then we have 72, and finally we do have 90,000 worth of furniture. 60, 45, 72, 90. 60, 45, 72, 90. Alright guys. Now even I am a teacher, but I am repeating it and confirming it for more than 2 times because it's important. Next we will turn our focus upon liability side. There is account payable and the liability amount is 45,000. We are going to put over here. Now please write down this question mark. As you know that it is not provided by the business, and that is why there is a difference of amounts present over here, 267,000 and 45,000. So guys, in this way, after completing our question, we will be writing it. There is another shortcut method. What you can do is, you know, assets and liabilities are always equal. So simply what you will do, since this is lesser amount, the difference of 267 and 45, you can write over 267,000 and 45,000. So after writing this capital, what would happen? Both assets and liabilities would be equalized. Now you can see 267 is here and 267 is here. This is first method. If you wanted to know the second method, I will discuss it later on. But here please understand what we have done. Assets and liabilities are equal. So the difference of asset and liabilities we have put in capital, with which what had happened, both side becomes equal. Now after putting previous elements, we are now going to put our transaction. Goods costing rupees 18,000 are sold. It means goods are going out. So you will come over here. Goods are going 18,000, but they have sold it for rupees 30,000, subject to a trade discount. So what you will do, you will calculate trade discount. I have earlier informed you trade discount would not be mentioned, only discount would be subtracted. Here you can calculate amount was 30,000 and 5% was trade discount. You will calculate 5%. So 30,000 multiplied by 5 divided by 100. In this way, this discount is calculated, after which you will calculate net amount. So 30,000 minus 1500. Okay, so we have 28,500. Now please understand, goods costing are sold for rupees 30,000, subject to a trade discount. Cash is not mentioned, name is not mentioned, but if cash and name both are not mentioned, you will assume what I have said. You will assume it as cash transaction. So cash is increasing by 28,500. So you will go here 28,500 cash has been increased. Now please note it down. If commodities are going out of worth rupees 18,000 and you are getting 28, it means it's a happy transaction. You have earned the profit. How much profit you have earned? Amount you have received 28,500, while cost was just 18,000. Remaining amount would be considered as your income. Income is part of your capital. That is why you have mentioned over here with plus sign. Fourth entry is completed. 10th. Office supplies 15,000 are purchased. We don't have office supplies over here. So we will increase our new column of office supplies. Now look at here, office supplies of 15,000. So there is an increase of 15,000 over here as our first step. Now secondly, please note it down, Khurram Traders. What does that mean? If name is mentioned, it means it's a credit transaction. So you have bought office supplies on credit. Amount is still payable. It means it is your liability. So you will go to other liability and will mention 15,000. In this way, why you have put plus? Because amount is, you are liable to pay the amount. Liability is increasing. That is why plus sign. 10th entry is completed. Now 15. Half of account payable on 1/3 are paid. Look at here. This is 1/3, 1st March. And at that time account payable was 45,000 and it has been said half account payable is paid. Half means how you will calculate half. 45,000 was total amount. You will just divide it by 2. You will get half amount. So half amount has been paid. What does that mean? Liability has been decreased. So minus 22,500 you will put over here. In the same way, when you will pay, your cash would be decreased. Minus sign you will put because cash is going out. 14th transaction is completed. Now next, paid stationery purchase. Paid means cash is going out. So it means minus 3,000. For what you have paid? You have bought stationery. Since stationery is not mentioned, there is increase in stationery. Over here, you will mention stationery. Okay. Since stationery is unused, when you have bought, it would be considered as your asset. 22nd entry is completed. Next, depreciation on furniture. Depreciation means decrease in value of furniture. How much? 4,500. This is your furniture. Value of furniture has been decreased. That is why you will put sign of minus 4500, since it's an expense which would be beared by owner, so at the same time minus sign would be posted with this 4500. Expenses are subtracted, incomes are added. That is why you have put sign of minus because of decreasing value. 24th completed. Now 21,000 received from account receivable. Receive mean cash. So there is an increase in cash, 21,000. You will come in cash. We'll write 21,000 plus sign. And now second note, from whom you are receiving this cash? From account receivable, debtors. And we have maintained this account receivable. At the same time, what happened? Since you have received, they are no more your account receivable. Account receivable are decreasing. You will put sign of minus. After that, we have purchased goods for cash. When you will purchase goods and you will pay cash, goods are coming in but with 5% trade discount. Here you can calculate trade discount. Original amount was 15,000. Then you need to calculate 5%. 15,000 multiply by 5 divided by 100. You have got your discount. Now net amount, actual amount was 15,000 minus discount. You have got 14,250. Since goods are purchased, there is increase in goods and merchandises. This is column for goods, and here there would be an increase. How much? 14250, which we have just calculated. Since you have, which entry it was? Purchase 28th entry, and the date was not accurate. That is why I was looking it for second time. 28th is saying that purchase goods. So goods are coming, cash is going out. So you will come over here. Since cash is going out, there is decrease in cash. 14250 with minus sign because cash is going out. After 28 we have 30, paid rent 6,000. Since you are paying this cash, cash is going out, minus sign 6,000. Rent is an expense. Expenses would be beared by owner and expenses are subtracted. So minus 6,000 you will put over here. So guys, in this way, all of our entries have been completed. Now, after completion, you can see that sum of all the columns are over here. And our answer is 259500, and here you can see 259500. Let's see what answer is given in our book, and that answer is also 259500. In this way, it has been completed. The only new thing in this question was calculation of this capital. And how have you calculated it? You took all assets and subtracted all liabilities. You have got the balance. This is very important concept. How you can calculate capital? By subtracting all liabilities from your asset, you will get the amount of capital. And remaining all transactions are according to simple common logic. How much is increasing and how much is decreasing. In this way, question has been completed. I'm requesting you, consider it very humble request to please repeat this question for 3-4 times, or at least 2-3 times. And after completion of this practice, if you feel anything difficult, you are very open to share your problems through messages, text, or you can directly contact to share your difficulties. I will humbly be trying my best to answer your question instantly. So thank you very much for your time. It's time to end our lecture. It's time to say goodbye. Allah Hafiz.